College started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Under Commander Junior Hanna, we've been bringing this truth to so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American Indians, you understand, since 1969, you know what I'm saying? If it's not under Commander Junior Hanna and ISUPK, it's not of the truth, it's not of the Lord. You understand? We taking all battles, all debates. You understand? I'm Officer Wack, hold down a history class, Lord willing, every Monday. You understand? Which is a very heavy class because it teaches it brings somebody in the world closer to it makes them understand the truth that much more. You understand? Get the history broke down. You understand? If you can see the history of what our ancestors went through. So every Monday, that's what we typically do. We go straight into the history scriptures. You know what I'm saying? We pull out several archaeology facts, etc., etc. You know what I'm saying? Hey, check, see if we got any questions online. We're going to deal with the questions. Any questions in the room, we can address them. If not, we'll go straight into my topic, man. You understand? Most High in Christ, yeah, Salaki Israel for the late start. We had some technical difficulties we was dealing with, but Most High in Christ, we back on, rolling and we strong. We're gonna open this class up with Job 8:8, man. One of my favorite scriptures in this class right here, to prove that we should be striving to look, you know what I'm saying, in our history and what our forefathers and foremothers went through in this hell, you know what I'm saying, called captivity, slavery. You understand? And it also, going into the history, it also disputes or cuts through the lies of so-called people in the earth saying that they're Jews and they're not the Jews. So we're gonna prove to you with the Bible and archaeology who the Jews are. You know what I'm saying? According to the Bible, like I just said, and archaeology. Give me Job 8:8.
Kind on, sir.
You got it? Nice and loud.
Job, chapter 8, verse 8.
Mm-hmm.
For inquire.
For what?
For inquire.
What does that mean? For inquire. Go ahead.
To ask a question, to find out.
Yeah, to search, inquire. You know what I'm saying? This would be important because guess what? If you don't know history, what you gonna do? If you don't know the history, right? What you gonna do? You're gonna keep doing the same thing over and over again. So this history class is something that we must inquire. All right? Go ahead.
I pray thee.
Uh-huh.
Of the former age.
Of the what?
Of the former age.
Meaning our forefathers. You know what I'm saying? The former age. The brothers and the sisters that came before us. Even it would do yourself a disservice not to know the history of the school before you join the school. You understand? Like doing the history of where this truth was born, you that would stop you from putting fringes in your t-shirt. You understand? That would stop you from joining a candy cane Bible study group. You understand? I don't want to go too far off. Keep reading what you got.
And prepare thyself to search of their fathers.
You see that? Prepare to search of their fathers, meaning to search what your forefathers used to do. You understand? Before we got forced on them cargo slave ships. What high holy days did we celebrate? You understand? What foods did we eat? To be a perfect man like Christ, you got to inquire the history and learn how the Israelites lived, you know what I'm saying, 2,000 years ago. Keep reading. Let's get the next verse.
Verse 9. For we are but of yesterday.
But we are what?
Of yesterday.
What's that talking about? Go ahead.
We are those same people.
Precept. Kadash, you want to help him out? Precept. Read it one more. Read the first line again.
For we are but of yesterday.
What does that mean again? Go ahead.
That we keep coming back. The same people who was there before.
You correct. But when you're in class, you want to prove it with a precept. You understand? That's going to build your priesthood. Yeah, talk in that microphone, Baba Kashal, if you could.
Kind on kind.
I'll help you out. No sweat. Give me Ecclesiastes 1. You understand? 1 verse 9 through 10, real quick. And we'll jump back to Job 8:8 for starters. What you said was correct. We are those same people. You understand? Meaning this. There's nothing new under the sun. I just gave you the answer. Ecclesiastes 1:9. We are the same people. The prophets are back in the earth, man. You understand? The true priests and prophets are back in the earth under Commander General Hunter and the ISUBK across the globe. You understand? Shaking this earth right now. You understand? And guess what? The COVID is here. The race wars is here. And guess what? The brother's been saying it since 1969. Right? Go ahead. Read what you got.
Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 9.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that has been.
The thing that what?
The thing that has been.
The thing that has been. Talking about our forefathers, us. Go ahead.
It is that which shall be.
It is that which shall what?
It is that which shall be.
So this is a reincarnation scripture, man. You understand? And like I just said, we back in the earth again. We was doing this same work in our former life. Keep reading.
And that which is done
is
that which shall be done.
Is that which is done. You know what I'm saying? Read it again.
And that which is done
Go ahead.
is that which shall be done.
Yeah, right. Break that down. What does that mean? Go ahead, you got it.
If our forefathers already done it, all we do is repeat what they did.
You said we repeating what they did?
Or doing exactly what they did. Everything that was already done ain't nothing new.
Exactly. Like, I mean, even the Sadducees and the Pharisees is back in the earth again. Who are they? The Sadducees and the Pharisees. Who are they?
The Christian church, the preachers, the Christian church.
Yeah, the religious leaders, man. That then told Salaki. Everybody phone on silent. Yeah, the religious leaders back during that time, the Sadducees and the Pharisees. Guess what? They back in the earth as well, right? Keep reading.
And there is no new thing under the sun.
No new thing under the sun. Let's go back to Job 8:8 real quick. No new thing under the sun. You know what I mean? Hey, listen, if you was a righteous brother out there teaching on the street corners back then, you doing the same thing right now. You get my point?
Kind of.
Read what you got. Job 8:8.
Job chapter 8, verse 8.
Mm-hmm.
For inquire, I pray thee, of the former age, and prepare thyself to the search of their fathers.
Well, that's what we doing in this class. We searching on what our forefathers went through, man, on them damn slave boats, in the pits of them boats. Could you imagine that voyage, man? I mean, women having their menstrual cycle on top of each other. You defecating on top of your brother. I mean, imagine the stench, man. That was hell right there, man. And who in the earth could do something like that? That type of atrocity to a people. Who could do a thing like that? He was created to do it. Your oppressor. And he doing it right now, man. On camera.
We are but of yesterday.
Go ahead.
And know nothing. Because our days upon the earth are a shadow.
Our days upon the earth are a shadow. You know what that means? Break that part down. That's heavy right there. Our days upon the earth is a shadow. Kadash Bar, you know what that means? Our days upon the earth is a shadow.
That means it's small to the Lord. Like it's like
You sure? Read it one more time from the top.
Verse 9. For we are but of yesterday.
You see, we are of yesterday. You know what I'm saying? The shadow is behind you, right? You gotta. Hey, this is how you know a brother wrote this book, man. You see how he dropping a metaphor on you? That's a parable. A Christian wouldn't know what that meant. Keep going.
And know nothing.
And know what?
And know nothing.
Keep reading.
Because our days upon earth are a shadow.
Keep going.
Verse 10. Shall not they teach thee and tell thee and utter words out of their heart?
Who's this talking about right here? Give him a hand. Talking about us. You understand? That's what we go out there every Saturday. We doing it right now. You understand? We on the airways. That's in our prayers to the Most High. Open up the airways, man, so our people can learn, man. Keep going.
Right. Verse 11. Can the rush grow up without mere? Can the flag grow without water?
No sweat. Give me the definition. Look up. We going straight into slavery right now. Let's look up the transatlantic slave trade. You know what I'm saying? Because right now, you know what they teaching our kids in elementary school? They calling it the transatlantic what? Anybody know? Who knows? Go ahead.
Migration.
Give them a hand. That's what they and what do you, if a group of people migrate, that's not slavery. You understand? They lying. Your oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of, man.
Right.
You understand? They putting that in the textbooks of teaching your kids that. If I migrate, I got a choice. You understand? But if I'm captured, you don't have no choice, man. Get your tail in this boat. I'm taking you, which is in the Bible. All right. So yeah, look up transatlantic slave trade real quick. Go there real. You got it? Yeah, read what you got.
Transatlantic slave trade.
Mm-hmm.
Segment of the global slave trade that transported between 10 million and 12 million enslaved Africans across the Atlantic Ocean.
See, even that's a lie. It's not. We're not African. You know what I mean? I know brothers and sisters know the breakdown on ham, but even that's a lie. That's off. You understand? Keep reading it though. It was 100 million black people. Slovakia, 100 million Israelites died on the transatlantic slave trade. Not 10 or 12 million. There's 100 million. All right. Let's read what Esau wrote though. Go ahead.
Transported between 10 million and 12 million enslaved so-called Africans across the Atlantic.
Hold on, wait a minute. It say so-called Africans?
Africans.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Atlantic Ocean to the Americas from the 16th to the 19th century.
Keep reading.
It was the second of 3 stages of the so-called triangular trade.
All right, no. Are you in the textbook or are you on the phone? Okay, yeah. Let's get some information off that book you got in your hand. The first chapter I told you to go to. The water, Most High Christ. Yeah, that information right there seemed a little bit off.
The first one was 62.
Did he? Oh, okay. Con. Most High Christ. Yeah, I want to get out that textbook though. You know, no sweat. But you said the triangular trade. Yeah, that's because they was dropping them off at different, you know what I'm saying, at different ports. That's why you got, you know what I'm saying, the so-called the Levites was, you know, on the tropical islands. You know what I'm saying, Port Rich, so-called Puerto Ricans. You know what I mean. We all went through the same atrocities, man. We one family, man, and we all fit these prophecies that's coming out this Bible. You got it? What page you on?
62.
Yeah, con. Yeah. Let's get a couple paragraphs off that one right quick.
The merchant and planter Brian Edwards, whose history of the British colonies in the West Indies.
Salaki, if Baba Shaw, if you could tell them what book you're reading out of, and then say the page. So just look at the front. Yeah.
Salaki. I'm reading out of the history of slavery. I'm on page 62.
Who's the author?
The author of this is Susan Everett.
Most High Christ. Go ahead.
The merchant and planter Brian Edwards, whose history of the British colonies in the West Indies was published in 1793, thought that the West Indian planters were entirely innocent and ignorant of the manner in which the slave trade is conducted, having no other concern therein than becoming purchasers of what British Act of Parliament have made objects of sale.
Go ahead.
A strangely blinkered view, but by no means an isolated one.
Salaki, if you could jump down to like the next paragraph, Baba Shaw, if you could. There's something particular I'm looking for in this chapter. That's why I pulled it.
Kind of, sir.
Get the water.
Plantations profited. Salaki.
See, yeah,
plantation profits founded some spectacular fortunes, both private and municipal.
You see that plantation profits? What is how did the plantation profit? Go ahead.
From our forefathers picking the cotton and selling it.
I'm looking for a particular word. Starts with an F.
Free workers.
Free labor. Give him a hand. Yeah, that brother in class right there. You know what I'm saying? Free labor. 400 years of it. Now, are we still in slavery right now? Why would you say that? Break it down. Explain it to me.
I'm still not. I don't have my own. Even if I have my own house, I
Uh-huh.
can still pay taxes to somebody else.
You correct? Yeah. And what else?
Something that was just talked about in my slavery today. Is
Most High
if I
Christ.
don't call, if my kid's sick,
Uh-huh.
I can't just run my kid to the hospital. I better call them and let master know I'm taking my sick kid
Right.
to the hospital, or I get fired for no call, no show.
That's correct. But here's the kicker right here. Kadash, you want to help him? Like, how are we still slaves in 2020 when everybody, you know, you go to work for Chrysler or Ford, you know what I'm saying? You're making $20, $30 an hour, right? How am I still a slave? It's not no chains on me, right? So explain to the people so they can understand that we still slaves. What you said out of walk was correct, though. You was on point. But I just want to break it down a little deeper. Go ahead, Kadash.
Because we don't know our heritage. Like, when you don't know, that's why the scriptures say, it's a saying.
Mhm.
If you gonna be free something, it say, the truth shall set you free. We don't know the truth, so we continue as slaves with mental chains.
Uh-huh.
They tell us God love everybody.
That's right. That's right.
We get shot by the oppressor.
Uh-huh.
Following their doctrine.
Okay.
Tells us God love our oppressor, and we gotta keep loving him.
Okay, yeah, we gonna go a little. Go ahead, Salakia.
Not knowing the truth, we continue to be slaves.
That's you. Both of y'all right, but I want to go a little more deeper. All right, so answer this question: what happens if I stop working? Because we all got a choice to go to work and not, right? What happens if I stop working? What's gonna happen?
If I could, we lose our house.
Uh-huh.
Be able to feed ourselves.
That's it. So you ain't got no choice but to go to work. That's how you know you a slave. Now, if a Chinaman decides to stop working, you understand, what can he do? What can he do that you can't do?
If I could go back to China.
Give him a hand, man. This brother in class, man. He can go back to his homeland, you understand, and be a manager somewhere. But guess what? Black and Hispanic people, we are captives in this place. You can't do that. You understand? You can't do that, man. That's proof. That's proof right there that you a slave. And what you Kadat, what you was saying, we don't own nothing. You understand? You go to work for the oppressor. You get your little. He touch your money before you touch it. That's you on a slave, man. And guess what? The plantation is profited, like we just read right here. You get my point? But if we go to camp all the time and we tell black and Hispanic people, listen, man, Negro, you still a slave. You know what they do? They say, I'm not a slave. I go to work every day. That's proof that you the slave right there. You understand? Keep reading what you got. No sweat.
And it was therefore in the interest of factors.
It was therefore what?
In the interest of factors.
Go ahead.
Slave captains, merchants, and planters alike to rationalize their actions in the interest of public and private gain.
In the interest of what? Public and private gain, meaning profits. You get my point. Guess what? The United States, every time you Negroes go out and celebrate Christmas, can you imagine the real money that the United States of America is getting off you celebrating abominations? You understand? Something that the Most High hates. Me and the brother was we left school on 4th of July. We was over here kicking it at the school. We come out, the whole block was on fire up the street. You understand? Why? Because our people, we slaves, and we want to celebrate your oppressors' independence. In 1776, we were still in slavery, man. I mean, how? I don't even want to use. I don't like calling Israel dumb, but I mean, how simple can you be, man? You understand? That's how gone we is. That's why Ezekiel said what? In the last days, the valley of the dead bones will start to wake up. We will stop celebrating this dumb ish. You understand? With the work through Commander Jenny, through the Most High Christ, through Commander Jenny Han in the Israelite School of UPK, hey, the valley of dead bones is waking up. You know what I'm saying? And guess what? A lot of people hate it. Guess what? They hated the work Christ was doing as well. That's why you got to strap up your boots and be a man and do this work, man, and continue to wake these brothers up, man, and push this knowledge that we doing right now, man. Absolutely, you know what I'm saying, imperative. We went to camp last week. Brothers followed us back to the school. You see what I'm saying? Hey, that's the work of the Lord. Keep reading.
And to reassure one another that what they were doing was for the good of not only themselves.
Not only who?
Not only themselves.
Who's this talking about right here? Go ahead.
Our oppressor.
The oppressor. Absolutely. Keep going.
But also of the African blacks.
Keep reading.
James Boswell echoed the opinions of many planters when he said that slavery saved the blacks from massacre or intolerable bondage in their own country and introduced them to a much happier state of life.
You see that? That's why they say, see, you should be happy to be in America. If you don't like it, go back to Africa. You hear devils say that all the time. Hold where you at and look up the definition of slave. You know what I'm saying? The word slave. Yeah. Look up the definition slave, and then we get a few precepts. Y'all know where I'm going. You understand? In the Bible. But man, that history book right there is so heavy, man. Go ahead. Just the word slave.
Slave. A person.
Give him the mic. You got the mic?
Slave. A person who is the legal property of another.
You see that?
And is forced to obey them.
A force to obey them, and the oppressor lied to our children, talking about something. We was on a migration, transatlantic migration, man. Read it again, Anawak.
Slave, a person who is the legal property of another and is forced to obey them.
You know why you want to know why you legal property of the United States of America? Give me an answer. Go ahead. Try to go to another country and see what happens. Go ahead. You're the property of the United States, man. How? How can you prove it? I just gave you the answer, but go ahead.
I need a passport to even try to leave out here. Actually, we don't really have.
You got a card that say the state of Michigan. You understand? That's like your damn jail number when you go to jail. You property of the United States.
Social Security
Yeah, Social Security, birth certificate. Come on, man. Everything that you got, legal documents and all that, you got the seal of the United States on there. Meaning, you belong. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You a property of the United States. You can't leave out of this country without the proper documentation. Keep going.
Similar, bondsman and bondswoman.
Bondsman and bondswoman. What does that mean? Anybody knows what that means? Go ahead.
Slave man and slave woman.
But the bond is a servant, somebody that paid. You know what I'm saying? You'd have been auctioned off, right? And then you also got mental slavery, right? Keep reading. I think the definition is on there. Keep going. It should be some more definitions on there.
A person who works very hard without proper compensation or appreciation.
Without compensation. We just spoke on the free labor, man. Free laborers. You understand? Black people, so-called black people in this country should now have to even pay for clothes, man. You understand? The oppressor had a little 4-year-old out there picking cotton. And we complained about 90-degree weather in the last 2 weeks in Detroit, man. Our forefathers and our foremothers was out there in the blazing 18 hours a day, man, for free. So this is why America is so powerful, because they had 400 years of free labor on the backs of our forefathers and foremothers, man. You understand? Had kids out there picking the damn cotton. Keep reading.
A person who is excessively dependent upon or controlled by someone or something.
Mm-hmm.
The poorest people of the world are slaves to the bank.
The poorest people of the world are who?
Slaves to the banks.
Keep reading.
A device or part of one directly controlled by another.
Yeah. So and then you also got another slave that's under total domination, mental domination. That's us, right? You got some more on that?
Kind, sir.
Yeah, keep reading. Let's get some more context, man. This is heavy what we bringing out. And guess what? The Jewish man didn't go through this. All right. He didn't go through the transatlantic slave trade, but guess what? The transatlantic slave trade is in the Bible, which is so heavy to me. That's what really woke me up. It blew me away when a brother I was living next door to the brother, right? You know what I'm saying? Big ups to Captain LeBon, and he was like, man, you got internet on your phone? And when he showed me the transatlantic slave trade in the Bible, I never looked back. It was over. You understand? I dove in the truth head first. 2016, man. Can you read what you got?
I'm not sure.
Okay, no.
Slave mentality. And it says discrimination based on skin complexion.
Yeah, no sweat. Let's get Deuteronomy 28 and 32. And then you remember the next chapter I told you to go to after that? Did you send a brother the article on the cotton fields? Or no?
Nah, sir.
Kadash. Look that up real quick, Bob Shaw, if you could. Let's find an article on the cotton picking that our people did, man. You understand? Read what you got, though. Deuteronomy 28:32.
We're in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 32.
Go ahead.
Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people. This is future prophecy right here. All right? Keep
and
reading.
Thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long.
What future prophecy are we talking about right here? That actually happened, that came to pass.
If I could, the transatlantic slave trade.
That's what it is right here. Keep reading.
And there shall be no might in their hands.
You can't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? We don't have we couldn't, we got took. You can't fight, man. The Lord sent this enemy for a reason. And why did he send this enemy to us? Why did this happen to us? Go ahead.
We wouldn't keep the law, statutes, and commandments.
Precept. This is the whole point right here, man. This
If I could, with Deuteronomy 28:68.
we gonna get there, but it's another one you want to go to when you teaching this breakdown right here.
Kind of,
I'll help you out. Go 28 and 15. This is the reason why we had to go through what we went through. Because we are, what kind of people are we?
If I could, stiff-necked.
We are stiff-necked, but what is the prophecy that would happen if we didn't keep his commandments? What? For time's sake, I'll give it to you. A cursed people. All the hell and atrocities we've been through, man, as a nation of people, that got to be a cursed nation right there, right? And you can still see in 2020 we still curse, man. Read what you got. 28 and 15.
Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15.
Mm-hmm.
But it shall come to pass,
Go ahead.
if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God,
Go ahead.
to observe and do all his commandments.
Do what?
To observe and do all his commandments.
Not do the ones that make you feel good or the one that you're comfortable doing. You got to do all. Yeah, you got to do all of them, man. Otherwise, if you don't do them, go ahead, read.
And his statutes, which I command thee this day,
Mhm.
that all these curses,
All these what?
all these curses,
All these curses, man. And one of the curses that we would have to go through was slavery, captivity. And guess what? This is not the first captivity that the children of Israel have been. How many captivities we've been through? I know what, officer?
if I could, 7
Kadash, you want to help them out? How many captivities the children of Israel have been through? 5. This is the last one. Let's name them. For the people that don't know. You know? You know the captivity? Let's name them.
Egypt.
That's one.
Are you okay if I do them? They might not be in order.
It don't matter.
Egypt.
That's one.
Persian Mede,
2,
Greek,
3,
Roman,
4,
Assyrian.
5. You forgot Babylon. Khan, Salaki. Nah.
Babylon,
We was in captivity up under Babylonians.
Egyptian, Babylon.
Right.
The Egyptian captivity, the Babylonian captivity,
Uh-huh.
the Persians and Mede captivity,
Right.
the Greek captivity, the Roman captivity, and then the American captivity.
God. Yeah, I think you did miss one. But no sweat, y'all got the tight. That's the whole point we teach this history class. Y'all should know that one, but no sweat. Y'all on point. Keep reading. Keep reading what you got.
Verse 15.
Yeah, you can start from the top of 15 again real quick.
Verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Most High Power, to observe and do all his commandments
Right.
and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Look at that picture right there. Can you show that to the audience? That picture you got right there. Look at that picture right there. That come on, man. We up under it. Salakia, Israel. We are up under a beast, man. Look at this little kid, right? That look like a little 4-year-old, man, out there picking cotton. And he got a little sack on his side. You talking about, yeah, we were complaining about 90 degrees, man. This is, oh my goodness. Good night. Look at that. Yeah, see if you can show the audience that picture right there to show you how much of a devil we up under, man. You understand? Free labor. And what did the article, what did the book say? I don't know what. The plantation profited off this type of, I'm about to lose my discipline, Salakia. The plantation profited off this type of, you know what I'm saying, off these type of atrocities right here. You understand? That damn near looked like my son when he was 4. Come on, man. And what did we just say? It's nothing new under the sun. That probably was my son back in the day. You understand? That's little JR picking cotton, man. Good night. Only a devil could do something like that, man. And then make America great again. That's what he mean. He wants you to do that again for free. That is terrible right there. While he looking for that, go to the next chapter I told you to go to in that history book. If you could, Baba Kashar. That's terrible right there. Give me a preset for that picture right there. Yeah, that's a powerful. You can find it on the school's website.
If I could, I'm paraphrasing. They won't care about the old or the young.
Yeah, they regard. Yeah, absolutely right. That's how you know it's talking about us. And then when Deshaun Jackson come out and speak the truth on his true heritage, the devil say, "Man, I can't accept your apology. I don't care what you said about Hitler, but why would you say that the blacks are Jews?" He was that. Man, good night. You understand? This place right here. Oh, so they can see it? Most High in Christ. So read what you got. I know why. Look at this. This is the devil got a baby out there in the blazing sun picking cotton, man. We shouldn't even have to buy clothes in America, man. Look at this. It's facts. And we bring this type of stuff out. They say we are a hate group because we expose the crimes and atrocities of America, of this country. You understand? Keep reading what you got.
We're still in the history of slavery by Susan Everett.
Most High in Christ.
4.
Uh-huh.
In servitude to cotton, slavery in the southern states, 1700.
Read it from the top again. In servitude to what?
In servitude to cotton.
And look at the little Israelite baby, man. That look like Judah, little Judah right there, man. Probably dry, throat probably dry, man. Could you imagine that, man? Come on, man. Keep reading.
The establishment of slavery in America in the 17th century brought with it all the arbitrary and repressive laws fundamental to an institution within which a master could enjoy absolute rights over his property.
Over his property. You understand? Well, we just broke. What is property? We just broke it down. What is property? Go ahead.
Something you can do anything you want to it. It's yours.
A slave. You understand? And in the 17th, it said in the 17th century, right? That's what 4th of July. We was still in 1762. We was still in slavery, man. Our kids was in the cotton field, man, and then our people turn around and pop fireworks, man. Every black and Hispanic need to rush these UPK classes immediately.
Right.
You understand? Keep reading what you got.
In 1669,
Uh-huh.
the Assembly of Virginia put forward the proposal that if a slave,
If a what? Go ahead.
when being punished by his master,
By his what?
when being punished by his master,
His oppressor, the devil. Go ahead.
by the extremity of his correction,
Extremity of his correction. What do you think that means right there? Go ahead.
they can kill us if they want to.
Get your back beat. Yeah. Or chop your leg off. Or chop your arm off, man. Or rape your woman in front of you. The extremity. Keep reading.
By the extremity of his correction,
Uh-huh.
should chance to die. it
Meaning
should
this.
not-
Meaning this. Salaki, if cutting you off. If I catch you reading the Bible, what you think I'm going to do to your eyes? I'm going to burn your eyes out your forehead, man. This is what this beast over this beast over us right now. This is what he did, man. And guess what? He back in the earth doing it, still doing it. This is the history class. Let's get it.
By the extremity of his correction,
Mhm.
should chance to die.
Go ahead.
It should not be seen as a case of felony.
Damn. Keep reading.
South Carolina adopted equally sweeping laws.
You see that? South Carolina, that's a Confederate state down there, man. Them brothers down there. Get them brothers down there in South Carolina, North Carolina, you understand? Captain Nia Thacker, hand, man. He done built up a hell of a camp down there in them zones, man. And imagine what that is real still, you know what I'm saying? It's potent down there for, you know what I'm saying, for land returns. But go keep reading.
South Carolina adopted equally sweeping laws.
Mm-hmm.
Its constitution ruling that an owner should have absolute power and authority over his Negro slave.
Over his what?
Negro slaves.
He should have absolute power over his Negro slave. And guess what? They got absolute power over us right now in 2020. You understand? But we just been brainwashed to think otherwise. You understand? I'm telling you, I done had this conversation. People, as a slave, he'd get offended. You know why? Because he brainwashed. He got Stockholm syndrome, man. Matter of fact, after you finish this little paragraph, let's get the definition of Stockholm syndrome. Keep reading what you got. This is a heavy little book. This is a heavy book right here. Keep reading.
Soon, blacks as a whole.
Blacks as a
whether
what?
free or not.
Blacks as a whole. Go ahead.
As a whole, whether free or not,
Uh-huh.
were subject to legal restrictions previously intended for slaves.
Oh my God. Come on, man. Read it one more time, priest. That was heavy right there.
Soon, blacks as a whole,
As a whole, meaning as a nation. Go ahead. Read.
whether free or not,
Meaning this. In 2020, free or not means you in the ghetto living, or you might be up there with LeBron James. You understand? He think he's free. He's 100 million. If the white man tell him, you know what, you fired, you can't play in the NBA no more. What he gonna do? What can he do? Free or not? You know, keep reading.
were subject to legal restrictions previously intended for slaves.
Intended for slaves. So it's listen. In the Constitution, it says slavery is abolished unless what? Go ahead.
The word about the definition of the word about it?
No, in the Constitution it says slavery is abolished unless you go to prison or jail. Right? We gonna get that. We gotta find that one. We need it. All right? Keep reading though.
The social phenomenon of slavery spawned the legal trapping that were to buttress racial prejudice and oppression
What?
for the next 2 centuries.
For the next two what?
For the next 2 centuries.
Read that last Salakia, Israel. This is too heavy, man. Read up 2 lines again. Nice and slow.
Soon, blacks as a whole,
Uh-huh.
whether free or not, were subject to legal restrictions previously.
Stop right there. were subject to legal restrictions. What is it talking about right here? You can't drink out this water fountain right here, nigger. You know what I'm saying? So, oh, I don't want to get his flag, Salaki. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead. Keep reading.
Were subject to legal restrictions previously intended for slaves.
You got to sit on the back of the bus. You can't sit up in the front, man. Keep going.
The social of slavery spawned the legal trappings.
The legal what?
The legal trappings.
Give me, Kadash, give me Lamentations. The legal trappings. What is it? What is a trap set for? Like, who sets a trap? Who sets a trap?
If I could, Hunter.
Give him a hand. That's the exact word that I want right there. And then we're going to go to Lamentations 18:4 for a precept. Hold where you at, Anawat. Give me Lamentations, man. You know what I'm going for. Good night. Hey, I might need a break. We might need a 2-minute break. We ain't gonna take no break though, cause we got a little late start today. You got it? Lamentations 18:4. Nice and loud. Good night, man. That is wow. Hey, that's why these history classes are so heavy, man. You understand? We going into history books, the Bible. And we pulling up definitions to educate, you know what I'm saying, to tie everything together. Oh, man, look at good night. Show the people that picture right there, Kadash. You got it? Lamentations 18:4. We need it quickly now. We got limited time. The general about to come on in about 15 minutes. Lamentations 18:4, I believe that's the precept I'm looking for. You got it? Kadash. Or if I'm off, what did it say? They hunt our footsteps. Salakia. They hunt our footsteps that we can't go outside. That's the one I'm looking for. I'm paraphrasing. Yeah, y'all gotta have that one on ready to rock and roll. That's the bedrock scripture we bring out at camp. But I got the precept. I got a precept with the Lamentations 4:18. Salaki. Nice and loud.
We're in the book of Lamentations, chapter 4, verse 18. They hunt our steps.
They do what?
They hunt our steps.
They hunt our steps, man. They setting traps all the time. You understand? Hey, we travel all across this country, right? Google will tell you when it's a speed trap on the damn GPS. They specifically targeting you for a trap, though. You understand? They do what? I know what?
They hunt our steps.
Go ahead. Keep reading.
That we can not go in our streets.
You can't go on the streets in your own community without getting harassed by the devil, man. You can be parked in your car and they'll roll up on you, man. Keep reading.
Our end is near.
Our what?
Our end is near.
The end is near, man, for this hell. And guess what? The earth would be at peace when our king return, man.
Right.
And be in absolute power and authority. You understand? You know what I mean? I don't want to go. I was about to go into a personal story, but I ain't gonna even keep reading. I'm gonna stay focused.
Our days are fulfilled.
Mm-hmm.
For our end is come.
Our end is come. Like this captivity, and guess what? This is gonna be the last one. And then guess who going into captivity? We got to repay them double.
That's right.
Precept. Revelations 13:9. Let's get. Well, you know what? Go back to your go back to the history book. I don't want to pull that one just yet. Salakia, we got to stay on point. I don't want to change gears that hard. Go ahead. You can pick it back up.
The 1705 Slave Code of Virginia limited the assembly of black slaves.
Go ahead.
And forbade traveling without a pass. Escape and striking white persons. It also restricted the activities of free blacks by denying them the right to bear witness in court proceedings against any but other black people.
So during this time, who were the free blacks? Think about the movie Django. Huh?
Brothers with money.
Well, no, back during that time. Think about the movie Django. I just gave you the answer. Who was considered free at that time? The house
House
Negro. Coons. They gonna flag us, man. Salakia. Keep reading.
to bear witness in court proceedings against any but other blacks, and stress that no Negroes, mulattoes, or Indians shall presume to take up on him.
Or what?
Or Indians.
Or Indians. Man, them our brothers, man. They the same. They was slaves too. Keep reading.
Shall presume to take upon him, act in, or exercise any office, ecclesiastic, civil, or military.
Civil or military. All right. No sweat. Keep reading.
Nevertheless, the courts had to face the legal paradox that the slave was both a chattel and a human being.
It was what?
Slave was both a chattel.
It was a chattel and what?
And a human being.
Come on, man. This is who we under right here, man. This is history. And guess what? These people are still in power, and they look at you like that in 2020. They look at you, when they see you, that's what they look at you like. Keep reading. Let's get some more.
As one judge said, Negroes are under the protection of the laws and have personal rights and cannot be considered on a footing except only with domestic animals.
You see, they look at you like an animal, man. That's how they look at you, man. You understand? That's how they look at you. But guess what? When you come back to give me Deuteronomy 4 and 6, man. When you come back to the laws of God, you understand, we will be a demonstration to the other nations. They won't look, if we kept these laws perfect like Christ told us to, the other nations, Esau wouldn't look at you like that. But because you want to follow him and you envy his ways, they look at you, they like, look at him, he a dummy. He fell right in our trap. Like we just said, he didn't set a trap for our people, man. You understand? Love, basketball, wives, and all that. Love and hip hop. That is witchcraft, man. You understand? Jada Pinkett, what she did with that interview was the most disgusting interview I've ever seen in my life, bro. Salakia, Akim, right? Did you see the interview? It was disgusting, man. And Will Smith, it was just disgusting as well on his part, the way he was looking and wanted to break down and cry and all that, man. That was witchcraft on black people, man. That was once again, you know what that was? That was an oppressor strategic. You understand? To push that on young men and young women to think that type of shit is all right. Excuse my language. I'm getting fired up. I can Salakia. Did y'all see that interview?
Kind of, sir.
You know what she? Go ahead, Kadashi Bar. Give him the mic.
Right here, they got meme right here. The internet always wins.
Khan, yeah.
When you can't even kill her because they should just be with Tupac.
Oh, yeah. The internet has no chill, of course, but I'm on more of a serious note, man. That interview right there is another attempt to destroy our nation, man. You understand? Little 12-year-olds gonna see that video and think that's okay to be a hoe. Excuse my language. I got to say it. I got to say it though. Go ahead, you got it. Anwar.
If I could, I
Oh man,
interview.
Jesus.
Watching it all was disgusting. At the end with that parody to the Bad Boys. We ride together, we die together. Bad marriage for life.
That's what they did. I didn't even see it. I had to cut it off. I didn't even watch the whole thing, man. I cut that shit off. Excuse me. Excuse my language.
Bad marriage for life. Like, if you're real cheap, stay with it.
Hell no. Nah. And a matter of fact, we're going to get a precept on that too. To cut right through the lie that the oppressor is trying to push on our people. Keep reading what you got, man. That interview right there was witchcraft. All right? That's what it was. Witchcraft by your oppressor. You understand? Keep reading.
In the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4, verse 6.
Uh-huh.
Keep therefore and do them.
Keep therefore and do them. Like if we would have did that in the first place, we wouldn't be going through the atrocities and the oppression that we're going through right now. You understand? But you got to know your history. You got to know this Bible this is a black history book. You understand? Big ups to Captain Mawakwa. He did a lecture a couple years ago. What's the name of the lecture? The Bible is Black History, something like that. Salakia for get it off, Big Priest. Yeah, the Bible is Black History. I believe that was it. You understand? That's the whole point right there. If black people knew that they were the people of the Bible, they wouldn't be doing all this nonsense, man. And that's why Max Kellerman said, wait a minute, you telling so-called black and Hispanic people that they the people of God? Hell no, you can't do that because that's going to stop my witchcraft on you. You get my point? Read what you got.
For this is your wisdom and your understanding.
You see that? This is your wisdom. And what is the beginning of wisdom? Go ahead.
If I could, the fear of the Lord.
The fear of the Most High, we'll get that next as well. Your oppression don't want you to have the wisdom according to the Lord. You understand? He does not want you to know your history. He don't want you to keep the Passover. You know what he wants you to do? He wants you to celebrate. He wants you to celebrate rabbits laying eggs and all that garbage. He wants you to celebrate palm trees in your house. Why in the hell would you put a tree in the house? Was everything good? What's going on? Oh, okay, no sweat. Where we at? Keep reading that scripture.
Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 6.
Uh-huh.
But this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nation.
In the sight of who?
In the sight of the nation.
This is your wisdom. What is the wisdom talking about? This is your wisdom. Go ahead.
If I could, just for us.
Which is what?
Something the Lord gave just to us.
And what is that?
The law, statutes, and commandments.
Give him a hand. That's exactly right. That's the answer I wanted. The law, statutes, and commandments that was only given to them 12 tribes of Israel. It wasn't given to no damn China man. You know what I'm saying? Or no African. This is your wisdom. You know what I'm saying? Do these things, you shall live. You don't do them, what's gonna happen?
All these curses shall come upon you.
You die. You understand? Either it's called the book of what?
The law.
The book of life. You understand? The flowing, like it flow like the paraphrasing. Keep reading.
Which shall hear all these statutes.
Which shall hear what?
All these statutes.
Go ahead.
And say,
Go ahead.
surely this great nation.
Surely the other nations, if we would have kept the law, statutes, and commandments, our history would be totally different. We wouldn't have went through the atrocities. And the other guess what? We would be on top. The other nations say, surely what?
Surely this great nation.
This great nation, man. Them 12 tribes of the nation of Israel, man. Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian people, man. Read.
Is a wise and understanding people.
You see, it's a wise and understanding people. Why are we wise? Because we following what the Lord told us to do. You understand? If I raise up a son, and if my son follow my instructions, and he remember what I told him to do, he remember how I told him how to walk as a man, you know what I'm going to say? I'm going to say, man, my son is wise. You understand? He's wise because why? He listened. He obeyed me. That's how the Most High looking at us, man. Keep reading.
Verse 7. For what nation is there so great?
Well, for what nation is so great? He didn't say all nations. He's talking about one nation of people. This is a separatist. Once again, the whole Bible is separatist. You understand? It's not my words. It's not Commander Jenny Hanna words. But it's the word of the Lord. We're reading out the Bible. All you got to do is pick it up and read it. You get my point? Keep reading.
Who hath the most high power so near unto them?
Who has the most high power so near to them? Why? Why is the Most High so near to us, man? You understand? Go ahead.
Because he only chose us.
That's correct. And also, he only made a covenant with one nation of people in the earth. A contract. He didn't get that contract to every nation in the earth. Ishmael don't have the law, statutes, and commandments. You understand? That's why the nation of Ishmael, Esau, they can be disgusting sinners. But guess what? Black and Hispanic people, when you sin, guess what? The Most High gonna deal with you. You know what I'm saying? You number one in heart disease, cancer, AIDS, STDs. You getting murdered in the streets on the camera, man. Is a Chinese man getting murdered like that on the camera, like that in the streets by the police? But guess what? The children of Israel, we are. We are. Why? Because we curse. You understand? And we refuse to follow our Constitution, man, which is our history book. Right? I don't want to be too long-winded on that verse. You remember, pick back up in the history book real quick. What time we got? 6:59. Salakia. Okay, yeah, we're going to We're going to give maybe a... We're going to go like 15 minutes over. It's lock in. We got a late start, no sweat. We're going to go a little bit over. Just let me know when the general come on, all right? Yeah. The water, most high quiet. Let me know when the general come on. We'll clip the class. Lock you, Israel. Had a little bit of technical difficulties today, but no sweat. Lord willing, you know what I'm saying? We'll be on time next week. You understand? Bring out more heavy information, man. You understand? You remember where you was at, brother? Most high quiet. Let's get it. No, they know what book we coming out of, but you go ahead and read it though, because you might have some people coming in late.
Once again, we're in the History of Slavery by Susan Everett.
Mm-hmm.
We're in chapter 8, Crushing the Last Slavers.
Crushing the last what?
Slavers.
Go ahead. Oh, we might have to do a part 2 to this class right here. Good night. Go ahead.
Black slavery left a bitter legacy to the West Indies.
Black slavery did what?
Left a bitter legacy to the West Indies.
Now, who is that talking about? The West Indies. What tribe is we talking about right here? Go ahead.
If I could, Benjamin and Levi.
The Benjamite brothers, yeah, Levite brothers. The West Indies. That lets you know this is the cut. This is the cut when they say that, you know what I'm saying? This is showing you the 12 tribe breakdown. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to big ups to Captain Katazai, man. That brother did a 4-hour 12 tribe breakdown last summer fire weekend, man, which was excellent. You know what I'm saying? If I'm not mistaken, it should still be up on YouTube. If it's not, you understand, we'll make it. I call the brother, you know what I'm saying, the captain, to see if we can get it to the people, but I'm pretty sure it's still on YouTube, man. 4-hour breakdown on the 12 tribes. And no debate on the 12 tribe no more. Let me stay focused, though. Salaki, keep reading.
The uneasy relationship between master and slave did not slide any more effortlessly into one of slave, did not slide any more effortlessly into one of employer and employee.
You see that? Oh, my God. In 2020, we're still slaves. I don't give a damn who you work for. If you work for the NBA, if you work for... Hold on, wait a minute. The uneasy relationship. Think about, and then the Bible said you're going to be cursing the field, man. The field is talking about when you go on your slavery, you still going to be in hell. Why? Because you're going to have to battle with your damn supervisors. You're going to have to battle with the Uncle Tom niggas that's on your job. You understand? That's kissing the white man. I'm in Camo, Salakia. That's kissing the oppressor's tail. You understand? Trying to get you fired. You curse even when you go to your damn slavery, man. And that's why the brothers and sisters in the UPK, when we got to go to a job, we call it a slavery. You get my point? Keep reading.
The uneasy relationship between master and slave.
But the uneasy relationship between master and slave, go ahead.
Did not slide any more effortlessly into one of employer and employee.
Employer, employee, meaning the employer is the master. If you're working on that line for $30, I don't care if you make $30 an hour or not. Guess what? You're still a slave. Why? Because when you get that paycheck, the oppressor is going to take his money out before you even see it. And then when you finally do get the money, who are you spending that money with? The other nations. You're not bringing that money into the UPK to help build this nation. You understand? We're slaves. Point blank period, man. Keep reading.
Many of the difficulties which face planters and slaves alike after emancipation have still not entirely been resolved.
Have not entirely been resolved. That's my whole point, man. You understand? We hey, listen, when the priests and prophets of the UPK come out here and teach, you know what I'm saying, whether it's a class, whether we at camp, just know this. Under the UPK, under Commander General Yohana, we come in and teach the truth, man. Nothing else. We don't care if you like it, if you don't like it. You understand? We got to bring the truth out. Keep reading, priest.
Old resentments still simmer beneath the surface.
Old resentments still simmer beneath the surface, man. In 2020, it's still, you know what I'm saying? You still feel like it's slavery. Keep going.
Manifesting themselves in sporadic murders.
Uh-huh.
And out of violence in the determination of all classes, and particularly the lower middle class.
The lower what?
The lower middle class.
Who is that talking about? That's talking about black and Hispanic, man. You damn near, if you make $16, $17 an hour right now in 2020, You are lower middle class, man. You understand? You got a master servant relationship with your oppressor, like we just read out this book. You get my point? Give me Kadash. After the brother finished reading that, I need that scripture where it says servants. I've seen servants. I've seen princes walking on the ground. I'm paraphrasing. You know which one I'm looking for. Keep reading.
To avoid the degradation of manual labor by the widespread practice of stealing crops.
They on.
In the notoriously casual attitude.
Hold on, Salakia. Start to jump up a couple lines, and we about to wrap it up. I see that. I see Philly then came on, so the general be on in a minute. We're gonna go for another 5 minutes. Mighty man Kadash Bar gonna come up here and get the security announcements. We're gonna close this class out in about 10 minutes. All right. Yeah, jump up 2 lines. Let's get some more, man.
Old resentments still simmer beneath the surface.
Go ahead.
Manifesting themselves in sporadic murders.
And sporadic what? Murders?
Murders.
Nothing new under the sun. Your oppressor's still at it. You know what your oppressor's like. He's like an animal that can't be tamed. I mean, it's nothing you can do with a wild animal, man. He worse than a wild animal, though. Like, that's in his blood. What's the precept for that one? He was a murderer from the beginning. You understand? Esau liked to hunt. You know what I'm saying? We brought all that out. He hunt our footsteps. We brought all these precepts out, man. The Bible is the truth. Keep reading.
And out of violence.
Out of what?
And out of violence.
That's in his spirit, man. You got the precept, Kadash? I seen princes walking on the ground. I seen servants upon horses. I think it's in Ecclesiastes. We get that one. We're going to let the brother read down a little bit more. I mean, good night. This is ridiculous, bro. Akim? Let's read it real quick. Ecclesiastes 10:7. The princes of, listen to this, man. The princes of God, hold on for 1 second. The princes of God is in slavery. Read.
Ecclesiastes 10:7. I've seen servants upon horses.
Hold on, wait a minute. I've seen servants upon horses. The Most High said this. These other nations going to get high above us and we're going to get low to the ground. That's in the Bible too. You know that precept? Most High in Christ. Keep reading, Kadash.
I've seen servants upon horses.
Nice and loud, come on now.
I've seen servants upon horses.
Meaning, your oppressor is high. You understand? But guess what? What did the Bible also say? He's gonna be cut. He's gonna be cut down to the ground, right? Read.
And princes walking as servants.
The princes walking as slaves upon the earth. We walking as servants right now, man. Bond men and bond women. The princes of God is in slavery right now, man. You understand? The Jewish man is not no slave. How? And he own the diamond districts, the banks. You understand? Hollywood. Keep reading.
And princes walking as servants upon the earth. He that diggeth a pit shall fall into it.
He that diggeth a pit shall fall into it. You know how we dug the pit? You know how we dug the pit and fell into it? Because we decided to follow the gods of the other nations and not follow our God, the true power over Israel. All right? You can give it back to the brother real quick. You understand? Go ahead. No, for time. Go ahead. Yeah, you can read it. Go ahead, read it. The
book of 2 Ezra, chapter 6, verse 57.
Uh-huh.
And now, O Lord, behold, these heathen.
These what?
These heathen.
These heathens. What is a heathen? The other nations, man. Though I've been bringing it out the whole class, right? Read. Guess what? The Arabs had a hand in your slave. All these nations had a hand in our slavery. Salakia, right? This is what the Bible about to bring out right here. Keep reading.
Which have ever been reputed as nothing.
Uh-huh.
Have began to be lords over us.
Meaning having authority over us. You understand? We go to work for Esau, and our women go to the damn Moabites and get their damn nails done with a mask on, man. Good night. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is ridiculous, man. You can go back to the history book. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready to wrap it up, man. This history, especially this topic right here, you know, if this don't make you mad, you a coward, man. You just don't. If what we brought out today, if this don't make you upset and angry like I am right now, you just a coward. Oppression shall surely make what? Go ahead. A wise man mad. And guess what? You know why we wise? Because the brothers in the ISUPK and the Commander-in-Chief, we fear the Most High. You understand? We don't want to die in this place under the damn heathen, the oppressor. So what are we doing? We striving to be perfect like our king, man. And the only way we can strive to be perfect is if we got to know our history, man. That's why I brought out Job 8:8. We in the search of our forefathers, man, and what they had to go through. That's why we bringing this out. That's why the history class was implemented in the Israelite School of UPK. So the people can see about what? The NBA Finals, the Super Bowl. I can go on and on, man. It would keep our people destroyed. Little baby, little baby, baby on baby, all that garbage, man. I mean, don't get me wrong. The brothers make good music, but you cannot get brainwashing caught up in that, man. It's fake. You know what I'm saying? It's fake news. It's good music. I mean, the music sound all right. You know what I'm saying? The most hardcore music on the earth is what, though? Captain Nakai, Captain Tawar, Captain Kataza. You know what I'm saying? Now, UPK music is what I ride out to primarily. You know what I'm saying? I will listen to these brothers here and there. You get my point? Read what you got, though. I don't want to get too far off. We're going to end this class in a second.
Kind of, sir.
Yep.
While slave trading from the Guinea coast remained the prerogative of Europeans and raiding its hinterland was the business of native kings, the lakes, rivers, and forests of Central Africa
Go ahead.
had been for several centuries dominated by the Arabs.
What?
Dominated by the Arabs.
Dominated by the Arabs. Like I just said, these other nations had a hand in yours. I just said it. You know what I'm saying? Who you think built the damn cargo slave ship? The Arabs. Read.
Who searched for ivory, and slaves had driven them first unto Sudan, and then further and further into the interior.
The interior of what? Africa. Keep reading.
In order to satisfy the insatiable demand for these two commodities,
Go ahead.
ivory and slaves,
Go ahead.
throughout the Muslim world.
You see that?
The slave markets of the Red Sea ports were supplied from the broad belt running across the continent south of the Sahara and north of the rainforest. In the market of Zanzibar, slaves from Tanzania and as far west as the Upper Congo were sold.
So, you know, I ain't gonna get too far. We're gonna wrap the class up. Next week I'll be showing the class maps. If you go in Africa, it's a port that's called Judah. Did you know that? Yeah. Why do you think they called it Judah? That's where they rounded us up at, man. We gonna prove it next week. You know what I'm saying, in the history class. You know what I'm saying. I don't want to be too long-winded. I know the general about to come on. Once again, Salakia Israel for the late start, man. Give these brothers a hand to help the class go on. You understand? With that being said, I'm gonna pass the class to Priest and Officer Kadash the Bar of 1,000 to read the security announcements, man. Shalom, Israel. We'll see y'all next Monday.
We are the ISUPK, started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for a new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. If a brother, after 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, Numbers 18 and 21, Malachi 3 and 8 through 10, means 10th in the Hebrew ma'ashara. 10% of any increase, 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations is the memorial or blowing of the trumpets. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. We're going to give a courtesy salute to the teacher, Amajim Shabbat, Amajim Barak, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barakatah. All right, with that being said, class dismissed.